I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. I got that boom boom that all the girls chase, and all the right junk in all the right places. That song is awesome. And I'm just going to throw that out there right now because there's been a lot of hate about it on the internet lately. But you know what? Shut up. Who cares? That song can apply to absolutely anybody, regardless of whether they're a woman or a man or bigger or smaller or whatever. It's about self-confidence and loving yourself. So Megan Trainor, awesome. Thank you. My name is Kevin Dennison. And why am I wearing sunglasses? I was really self-conscious. This is the first time I've ever put up a video, and I guess I wanted to look cool, and sunglasses are usually applied as being cool. But when you're inside your house sitting on a couch in the middle of the day filming a video, they're not cool. And you can't really see, so that kind of sucks. As I said, this is the first time I've ever uploaded anything like this, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. But I'm going to do it anyway, so screw ya, that's cool. I wanted to talk a little bit today about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, which is labels and in my opinion, and everything within this video is completely in my opinion, so if you don't like it, I don't care, is the atrocious pass-fail scale that exists within the trans community. And, you know, atrocious is a pretty heavy word, it's a harsh word, but I legitimately feel that the existence of the pass-fail scale is a shame. It really is. I don't like it. But again, that's my opinion. Other people live by it, and good on them. You know, if it works for them, that's great. Cool. Enjoy. And I guess what it all comes down to for me is, as I said, or did I say, I don't know. Again, this is my first video, and I'm doing it completely by the seat of my pants. I identify as gender non-binary. One of numerous terms underneath the trans umbrella, along with things such as a trans, you know, somebody who identifies as a trans man, somebody who identifies as a trans woman, trans masculine, trans feminine, transgendered, trans, genderqueer, genderfuck, non-gendered, bigendered, third-gendered, agendered, two-spirit, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of terms, and for anyone that's first coming into the community, the transgender community, the trans community, the gender non-conforming community, the non-binary community, you see how it gets a little confusing? So there are all these terms and labels that exist out there, and I get it. I understand that labels are very important. They were very important to me when I first started to come into the trans community, and in many ways they're still important to me. They help us understand ourselves according to a definition, which I'll get to in a minute, help us explain ourselves to others, and help us find a group of you know, similar people, like-minded people, people that we can relate to and feel a part of. And in those ways, there's a lot of benefits to labels. You know, labels really do help people find themselves and find others like them, and that's great. But at the same time, I've been more and more starting to realize and starting to notice that the use of those labels and the terms and the definitions that come along with them have, for me, and from my perspective of others, which by the way is not absolute, creates a lot of frustration, creates a lot of stress, creates a lot of anxiety, further depression, isolation, self-deprecation, and so on and so forth. And I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that despite a great deal of the trans community being, you know, opposed to or challenging the existence of something called the gender binary, which for those who don't know is typically looked at as a system of oppression, a social construct, if you will. No, not if you will, it's a social construct. A social construct that essentially separates everyone into two categories. Man, woman, masculine, feminine, boy, girl, blue, pink, Transformers, Barbie. And I mean, it sucks, but it's been there for an extremely long time, and if you go out and about on your day-to-day, I challenge you to look for it, and I am fairly confident when I say that you will see it everywhere, absolutely everywhere. In clothing stores, in toy stores, in schools, holy crap, in schools, in dress codes, changing rooms, bathrooms, sports, what have you. The gender binary is everywhere, and when you really start to look at it, for me, in my case, it became suffocating. And in coming to the trans community, in a lot of ways, I guess perhaps naively thought that I would be escaping it finally. No. you don't escape it. It's as much as, as much as a lot of the trans community opposes it, challenges it, tries to redefine it, at the same time, it's still there, and it's still as traditional as it can be. Because the stereotypes and the perception of what masculine is and what feminine is wiggles its way into trans identities a lot more than you'd like to think, like these definitions and so on and so forth. And one of the things that greatly illustrates that is the pass-fail scale. And the pass-fail scale, I see all the time on Facebook and on Twitter and on blogs and whatever, where, an individual will wake up and they'll think, I'm going out today, I'm feeling great, I look great, well, I'm feeling pretty cool, and I look okay, you know what, no, I'm gonna take this selfie, and I'm gonna upload it, and like, hey guys, going out, feeling very femme, do I pass or do I fail? And that sucks. And I say that sucks because the pass-fail scale, to me, is another system of repression and another system of oppression. And I can understand. I mean, there are some people out there that, for them, what they perceive as masculine or feminine is what exists in the real world. It is those socially constructed, characteristics, is those stereotypes, and what they think of as long hair and nice makeup and well groomed and a dress and very media oriented or pop culture or social culture feminine. That's feminine to them, and if that's what they want to meet, and that's how they want to be perceived, and that's how they want to perceive themselves, then okay, cool, good on ya, that's awesome, right? But for a lot of people who are non-gendered, or who are non-binary, or gender non-conforming, or anything in between, who has, for a lot of their life felt really suffocated by that, to come into the community and then start to, say, okay, now I'm androgynous or androgynous, and that's awesome, and like that describes who I am, and that's the closest thing that I've ever felt to being who I am, like, great. But then to see that individual take a photo of themselves and post it online and say, hey, feeling very andro today, do I pass? It's just, it's heartbreaking to me to see. It really is. Because really what it comes down to, and it's myself as well too, is everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a perspective. Everyone has this ideal of what gender and what these various gender identities are supposed to be. All of us. I do too. I absolutely do. And so does that guy. So does that girl. So do all those different people. And there's so many of that out there that what it really comes down to is the fact that all of that, whatever they say is androgynous, whatever they say is feminine, whatever they say is masculine, whatever the media says, whatever television says, whatever celebrities say, does not matter at all. It is not textbook. And what I say in terms of gender and even what I'm talking about right now, not textbook, okay? Not absolute whatsoever. This is all how I perceive things, right? But what is important, I feel, and what I hope that other people would kind of feel, because it makes me feel amazing and I know how great it feels, is that the only opinion and the only perspective of yourself that counts is your own, and that's it. It does not matter. So when it comes to passing or failing, whatever anyone else says it's nothing. It's an opinion, it's a thought, it's a perspective. You know, it's a belief system, it's an ideal, it's their own social expectations and their own life experiences all rolled out into some little ball of femininity or masculinity or whatever it might be, right? So I guess what I'm trying to get at is the fact that if the only person that you need to pass to is yourself. I mean, look at me today, right? So here I am with my whatever hair mop on my head, unshaven, rocking some of my favorite clothes. I love this top. You know, I love this shawl. It's nice and warm. I got my little rainbow scarf belt thingy that my fiance helped me pick out. My nice skinny jeans. I'm even wearing my favorite purple push-up bra, but I'm also rocking a hairy chest. And I mean, like, not Austin Powers hairy, but like this is, it's like, it's a down pillow. I could fall asleep on it. Just, oh, that's comfy. That is a hairy chest, and I'm completely unshaven. But you know what? I feel awesome today. I feel great. And honestly, if I was going to use a word to describe how I feel right now, it's gorgeous. I do. I feel gorgeous. I have no lipstick on, I have no makeup on, nothing. I got my little earrings in my ears, whatever. But like, that's all that really matters, is how you feel about yourself. And to me, and it took me a long time to do this, and I still struggle with it. So here I am, talking at you like I have all the answers, and I absolutely do not have all the answers at all, and I still struggle with the whole pass-fail thing. I'll look in the mirror and say, I feel femme, or, you know, I feel great today, I feel like me, and or do I, or maybe this is a bad top, no, maybe, yeah, I'm just gonna cover up, yeah, no, it's cool, whatever. So, and I think that doesn't ever go away. But one of the things I've committed to myself is saying that whenever I ask myself, or whenever I think about, do I pass? The answer is always yes. Because, and I'm going to use some comic books here as an illustration of this, is that once again, there's no reference point. There's many reference points, but there's no absolute textbook reference point for what passes as any specific gender whatsoever. And one of the things that I think really illustrates this, get it? Illustrates it? It's a comic book. Ha high five myself later. Is Batwoman. And Batwoman is a woman. You know, she identifies as a woman. That's who she is. But as she shows here, like what defines a woman? Like, does this pass? Does Batwoman pass as a woman here? Yeah? I don't know. Does she? Yes? No? To everyone out there, is this a pass? Or, you know what, because it's, you know, that's not where it stops either. You know, like, later on in the exact same book, here's Batwoman. Does she pass? Is that a pass? Is that a pass as a woman? Is that what a woman's supposed to look like? Or, you know, I don't know, maybe, there you go. How about this? Is that a pass? Is that what a woman's supposed to look like? In her nightwear, you know? You know, or what about, there you go. Is that a pass? So here's a woman, here's Batwoman, in all of these different types of clothing expressions, of presentation, of you know, her own self-perspective, that changes from literally chapter to chapter. And which one of those is a pass? Which one of those constitutes a woman? Do all of them constitute a woman? And if all of them constitutes femininity and being a woman, then why do we need the pass-fail scale? It doesn't make any sense. Another really great one to illustrate that, where did I put it? Ah, there we go. Is Tank Girl. I mean, I don't know if anyone out there, well, I'm hoping, because Tank Girl is awesome. But Tank Girl's all over the map. Like, she's, you know, like, here she is with Booga, right there. And I mean, like, Booga identifies as a man, right? So, was that a pass? Or, you know, like, how about this? Is the fact that Booga is currently wearing a dress, does that make him any less of a man? Does that negate his masculinity? Does that overrule his perception of himself and his identity? The mere fact that he's wearing that. The mere fact that she's wearing this suit and that little news hat, whatever you call them, you know, like, does that negate her femininity? Does that make her not feminine, not a real woman? You know, I mean, and she is everywhere in terms of how she expresses herself and in style. She's got long hair, she's got short hair, she's got no hair, she's got, you know, tattoos, she's got piercings, she wears leather jackets, sometimes she's just in a bra and suspenders, and sometimes she's rocking, you know, like gigantic missile bras and so on and so forth. So which one of those expressions, which one of those identities passes? And are they even separate identities? Because Tank Girl is a woman, and that's how she sees herself, and it doesn't matter what she's wearing, none of that negates that identity, right? So how do you gauge it? I don't know. And I mean, another really big thing, I'm just going to toss this in there just for the sake of it, is a little bit of a Mythbusters time. So you look at somebody like myself, you know, and yeah, look at this, right? Awesome, cool. So let me ask you something. Do I look gay or straight? Wrong. I'm pangendered. Ha! In your face. Not pangendered, pansexual. I botched that. I thought it was going to be hilarious and kind of like a little whatever. Didn't work out. Anyway, no, I'm pansexual. And what it really comes down to is this, is the way that I dress, the way that I present myself, the way that I speak, the way that I stand, the clothing that I wear, the way that my hair looks, whether I put it this way or whether I put it that way or whether I put it down or whether I shave it all off, has absolutely no bearing whatsoever on my sexual orientation. They are two separate things. And that needs to stop. It really does. Because if you're trying to look at somebody, the gaydar does not exist. There's no such thing as a gaydar whatsoever. And if you had somebody like Elton John and Neil Patrick Harris next to each other, and you were trying to determine which, like, does Neil Patrick Harris dress like a gay? No. So once again, there is no such thing as dressing homosexual. There is no such thing as dressing as a lesbian. Those are sexual orientations, you know. A woman with short hair, a plaid shirt, piercings, or a shaved head, whatever, and you look at her and she's standing there with another girl and you're like, holy crap, like, is that a lesbian? Who fucking knows? Like, maybe, maybe not, I don't know, but the way that she's dressed, the way that she's presenting herself, or that they're presenting themselves, or that he is presenting himself, it's two separate things. For all you know, that person standing there identifies as a male or as a man, identifies as a man, and identifies as bisexual. Or maybe they identify as non-gendered and pansexual or straight. The way that she is dressed, or they are dressed, or he is dressed, does not in any way, shape, or form define their sexual orientation, and vice versa. For myself, the fact that I'm dressed like this and I also happen to be pansexual is a coincidence. That's all it is. Somebody else who dresses just like me might be gay. Somebody else who dresses just like me might be straight. There's no correlation there. So those are all my rants for today. I don't know if any of them strung together or made sense. I kind of stumbled all over the place at times. I guess what I really wanted to do was to say, you know, the next time that you're getting dressed and you're getting ready to go out or do anything whatsoever, and you're standing there and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're wondering, Do I pass? Let me just tell you, before you even take the picture and put yourself online, yes you do. You do pass. Unless you don't feel like you do. And if you don't feel like you do, then go change into something that does make you feel like you do. But the important point there is the fact that it makes you feel like you do. Who cares what anyone else thinks? That was a weird way to end it. But you know what? I don't care. 'Cause it's my first video and I'm allowed to make mistakes. Bye.